Hey YouTube, Captain Mark here from King's Landing Sport Fishing, and today I want to do a video on running artificial bait strips. So I've got a bunch of these artificial bait strips here, like this one here. This is a purple haze from Bite My Herring. There's a company called Deep Rig Tackle. They make some of these baits also. There's probably what most of us in Canada know as the original MC Rocket bait. And then, one of the last ones I've got here of these artificial baits is there's the SoCo brand out of New York State. They're all similar idea for these artificial herring strips or meat strips, and they all work. What I'm going to share with you today, though, is I've got a bunch of these. I got a bunch of these Bite My Herring bait strips here, and the great folks at Bite My Herring have actually donated a whole bunch of these strips to me. So I'm actually going to do a contest today as part of this video. So if you want to help me out, do a couple things. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you've done that already, no need to do it again. And then if you can like this video as well as share this video, that's great. Once you've done that, please put a comment in the comment section of this video letting me know where you're from in Canada or the US. So this contest will be open to those people in Canada or the U.S. And I'm gonna pick 3 winners from the people that comment on New Year's Day to basically then send out these Bite My Herring strips that I have here. So I'm gonna send a bunch of these out to the winners, and I'm gonna select 3 different winners. So big thanks to the folks at Bite My Herring, and if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So let's dive right in and talk about some of the tips that I have when using these strips. So one of the biggest complaints about using strips like this is, when you take them, you slide them into your meathead like you would a regular artificial strip. You take your toothpick and you set that in. I haven't cut that off yet, but I'll explain why. So, once I cut that toothpick off, this strip would be ready to go. I can curve it how I want because it's got a metal spine in it to get the action I want. But one of the complaints is when you get a big fish and you've got just a toothpick holding it, often the toothpick will come out and your bait falls out of your bait head. And now you are sitting with, you get your fish in, but you've lost a $7, $8, $9, $10 bait strip. And that can get expensive fast, especially on those really productive days. So that's one of the common complaints when running a toothpick to hold these strips in. The other complaint with running these strips, and right here I've got a Reese Davis bait head here. They're a large teaser bait head. When you're running strips with these, there's a couple of complaints. The first thing is it's really tight to get the strip in, but I've done it. And then the second complaint with these is even when you put your toothpick in, everything works fine there, but the soft plastic that all these manufacturers use and the Reese Davis head, they seem to react against each other, and it actually the soft plastic melts the bait head, and then you get a big mess that's useless if you leave your strip in a Reese Davis for too long. So what you find when you're running a Reese Davis head is you're constantly taking the strip out. And that's fine, but some of the benefits to this, and I'm going to talk about today, when you're using a different bait head, is you can actually leave the strip in ready to go. So here's one I have here. It's ready to fish. I just unwind it, put the curve I want in the bait, and send it out. So that's some of the benefits to what I'm going to share with you today. So what I've got here is I've actually got a hot fish bait head. Let me see if I can get you guys to focus in on that. So that's a hot fish bait head. Great bait heads. The only problem with these ones is actually, as you can see, they've only got one hole. And what I want to show you today is a method I use to pin my artificial strips like these Bite My Herring strips into the bait head, so they don't fall out when I get a big fish, or even just a rowdy or an energetic fish they don't fall out, and next thing you know, I'm losing a $7 to $10 bait. So what you need to do this, actually, I'm gonna demonstrate live how I do this. So you need a toothpick, you need your bait, and you need your bait head. But what you'll notice is I'm actually putting the toothpick through the first hole of the bait head. The bait strip. Then I'm gonna slide that through the bait head. So now you can see I've actually kind of got it sitting on top. The reason being, I'm running a hotfish bait head that only has one hole. We're about to give it a second hole, and I'll show you why. So I got my trusty drill here. It's got a 3/32 drill bit on it, so pretty small. And I'm going to basically put that through the other hole. You can see. And I'm going to make sure it's straight. And then I'm going to drill. And I've got a bit of a mark there. That's all I need. Now I'm going to stop that. I'm going to take the toothpick out that I put in. And I'm going to finish drilling that hole. And now, drilled all the way through. This hotfish bait head now has, as you can see, it's got 2 holes. And I'll show you why I do that. Because I'm going to take my my artificial herring strip here, and I'm going to slide it in. But instead of using a toothpick to hold this down, I'm going to use some copper wire. So I've actually got some old school, old timer, solid core trolling wire here. If you don't have this, you can use some solid core electrical wire. But I've got some of this wire here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use wire to hold this. Because what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to find the holes here. And I'm just going to locate the holes. It's I should probably be wearing my glasses right now, but I don't have them with me. So you want to line up the holes. Line them up through your bait head. There we go. Now you want to take your wire. Wiggle it through. And you see it's coming out the one side. Now I want to take my wire, put it through the other side. You got to wiggle until you find the hole. There we go. So now I've got the wire coming through on both sides. Pull it short. So you see, I've actually got that bait head held in with a little piece of wire on those 2 holes. Now I can take it, just twist it, put a few twists in that wire, nothing crazy, and give it a snip. And there you go. I now have that bait head connected with wire to this artificial strip. This thing's going nowhere. Fish can rattle on this all day long. It's not gonna fall out. It's basically looped in there with the copper wire. So that's the first tip, how I actually hold my artificial strips in the bait heads. And like I said, if it's a single hole bait head like these hotfish, drill 3/32 drill bit, and bang, you got an extra hole and you're good to go. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 when using these artificial strips is don't be afraid to scent them up. Whether it's using something like this, the Atlas Mike's Lunker Lotion, I've got the Alewife here, or something I started using with my artificial strips about a year ago, is this stuff right here. So this is Troop Advance herring oil. And this is actually, the purpose of this is actually for pets. I think you actually put in your pet's food. But I don't use it for that. I've got this big container. I think it was like $14 for this huge container. I put a few drops in the bag, and I sent up the strips with this herring oil. So that'd be the second tip that I would suggest. And then the third thing, if you haven't used these artificial strips before, what's neat about these is, and you can see, is they've got, and I'm pulling out another one out here. a spine in them, so you can bend them, right? And actually, when you get a fish hit, you'll often see them bent like this if the fish doesn't hook up. But they've got a spine in them. So what I would say, the other thing I would say is just play with your roll. You know, a lot of the time I will do a nice natural curve, similar to the curve on the bait head. There's other times though where I just put a curve. I've put a bit more of an aggressive curve at the end if I wanted a little bit more of an aggressive roll. And I guess the third tip I would say is play with it. Like, play with the various different actions. I find when I'm fishing for stagers in front of the harbor mouths or the river mouths in the fall, I can put a bit more of an aggressive curve on these baits, and they'll work just fine. I find when I'm fishing in the summer, when it's really that meat bites on, I'll have a very gradual spiral curve that I'll set, something like that, and that'll work just great for me. So, a couple of tips, but these baits, they're great baits. They absolutely can perform equally as good as herring strips. There's some that will swear that they catch more fish with these artificial type baits, like the Bite My Herring or the Soko, the Deep Rig, or the MC Rocket, that they'll catch more fish with these. The benefit with these obviously is they come in various different colors and glow patterns. This one right here, I can't remember what the name of it is. It might be, give me a second. I think this one's a Slimer, and it's a great one. I had good success with this one when I got this one last year. It's glow and it's green, two great colors for Lake Ontario, and like I said, just run them as you would a meat strip. So I've got a strip in a head here, and then if I continue to unravel this, now you'll start to see some Twinkie flies. I've got it set up with a Twinkie rig, no problem at all. I'd say when I'm out there on the charter boat in the summer, when I'm running about an 8-rod spread, there'll often be a couple of meat strips out, and I'll have one or two artificials, couple of flies, couple of spoons, and really hone in on what the fish want. I often like to run these artificial strips, like this particular one here. I like to run this one pretty deep. This is a glow one, so this will be 85 plus feet down, straight glow. I'll often like to use the glow ones down deep, but what you'll see is they come in all kinds of colors. I showed you a glow one here. There's a glow in green, green with some metallic fleck in it. I love this one, purple haze. They've got, I think this one's a watermelon, grape crush, orange one. There's some blue and silvers, greens. This one they call Old Canada. I want to say it's a UV and red. Blues. There's all different types. I've got some more here. I've got whites, some more greens, green frogs, another green, a mixed veggie. So there's just the ideas or the options are really endless with these artificial strips. And like I said, there's a number of manufacturers. So give them a try. But if there's one single tip that I think you should take away from this video today is stop pinning your baits with a toothpick. You'll lose a lot of them. Get some thin wire. If you need to, drill a second hole if your bait head only comes with one hole, and you'll have a bait head that will never come out. Oh, sorry, a bait strip that will never come out of the bait head, and that's a huge bonus. So hopefully you like this video. Don't forget, this video actually has a contest attached to it. So I'm gonna give away three prize packs of these Bite My Herring strips to anyone that has subscribed, liked this video, and then in the comments has put comments as to where they are from. I will then pick 3 winners on New Year's Day that will be awarded these Bite My Herring prize packs that I'm putting together here, thanks to the folks over at Bite My Herring. So hope you find this valuable. Good luck. Look forward to seeing who wins. And, we'll keep these videos coming. Talk to you later, folks. Bye.